Well, if TY loses this one and we go to the ace match, Valdez, I feel like he might feel a little guilty about it. He might.
God. Please, Wolf, spare me.
Wow.
These two teams are actually right next to each other in the banners. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. So, all right. Lobby's back up. TY, new computer. You know, we just basically said, you know, put that other one away. Doesn't matter.
Put that computer where it belongs.
Put that computer where it belongs. Get on this computer.
God.
This is where I belong. No problems on this one. And he's able to get his settings set up already here in 5 minutes' time. Guilty just sitting in the booth. He's trying to meditate. He's, you know, not looking any more nervous.
Yeah.
Despite the stressful situation that's arisen here.
Seriously, man. He looks incredibly confident. And that is so hard to have your first time playing in Pro League. Like, give me a break, man.
He looks like a villain, by the way.
Kind of does.
He looks like a cheeser. I'm excited. I want to see what I want to see his true colors, Valdez. We're about to find out. We have never seen him before. A totally new character here, guys. It's time. TY versus Guilty. Samsung versus KT Rolster.
Up here in the bottom, or rather the top left in the red, it is TY.
And down here the bottom right in blue, Samsung Galaxy Con, it's Guilty.
Looking as focused as ever.
Well, there's a few different ways to approach this. This is Sejong, right? TY loves his siege tank siege ups on this map in all matchups. You know, this is just a cheer hoping that...
Loss, win.
Yeah.
Go. You.
So, the Guilty could approach this one way and just try to counter TY's style. The other way is to approach this, try to cheese. You know, when we were talking on the break, I was like, well, I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if he did a Marauder proxy, but... I mean, obviously that's unlikely, but we don't know this guy's style. If he tries to just approach this reactionary, I'll give him a lot of respect for that, but it's going to be very difficult to take TY out. And they're both going gas first at the exact same time here, so scouts are going to be important. You know, do they SCV scout? Who SCV scouts? If they both SCV scout, then this game could get crazy because they're both going to have all the information. If one does and the other doesn't, then that gets, you know, obviously the player who scouts has a huge advantage and can react accordingly. There's not going to be any Reapers, most likely.
Very true. You were talking about scouts here already. TY sending his SCV out on the map.
You've got to against Guilty. You don't know this guy. You don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, I like it. I definitely don't think this is going to be some kind of proxy. I mean, I guess he could, because it's like, oh, this is Guilty. Some guy I don't know. You know, maybe I can just do some kind of weird build.
Well, it's not going to happen already.
Oh
I mean, he would have had to send... He would have had to send an SCV. I mean, TY, I suppose, could like go proxy next to his base with that SCV. I don't think that's going to be what he does. But, yeah, so factory and a Marine. Actually going to delay his orbital with that Marine.
Different timings.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Not a huge, difference. Not a huge sway one way or the other, but something to consider. Now, the scout here goes to TY, so he knows everything that's going on. Makes a Reaper follow-up scout, and a Reaper scout comes out for Guilty. A little bit delayed. Well, he has to approach this with some sort of scout, right? The only other way you could scout would be to scan, which might miss the tech, and it's expensive. It's going to cost him a mule, which he doesn't want to spend right now.
Yeah. TY being a bit sneaky with his SCV. It's down there to the left of Guilty's base still, just hanging out. Where's Guilty? Just going to rely on that Reaper scout, like you were saying. Starports come down here at the same time for both players. And the Reapers are out.
Yep, going opposite directions. They can jump up onto that little lip, little chin on the side of the base. And, with the gases up all 4 of them taken here. The Banshee path is one that both players could take, but they may both just scout the double gas and both go Raven. That's also entirely possible. Okay, a Denier set up here, and TY gets pushed out. Meanwhile, not only does Guilty scout, is he going to get a kill? He does.
Oh, my God. What are we seeing already off the bat? He's not even responding to this that fast. He could get a second kill here. He's not pulling back that SCV.
He didn't pull the SCV at all.
2 SCV kills by this Reaper.
He could raise the depot, but he doesn't even do that. Uh-oh, is TY getting flustered? See if we're going to harass some of these hit points. Oh. Well, it's because he was over here trying to deny what's going on in his main base, which I have no idea.
I think there was like the SCV joined in there and may have just like made a supply depot next to
that's exactly what happened.
To the tech lab there to deny that.
It was an eBay, but yeah, you were very close. Exactly right, though. That's what happened. So that's kind of annoying. So he does get that, at least. And the Reaper is going to pop back in here and confirm. You see no cloak. And as I predict, I glanced into my Wolf crystal ball, and it's going to be a Raven versus Raven. And an SCV kill here for TY, making up for lost time.
Yeah. Guilty almost saves that with a nice repair, but not quite.
Well, a little bit of extra confidence out of TY. Builds his command center on the low ground, whereas Guilty up on the high ground, which will be scouted by the Reaper with its dying breath. So good information there. And a delayed Banshee coming up for both players. Let's see if Guilty decides to go for cloak.
Strange. Both of these players, like up until this point, were playing pretty much mirrored. But as you were saying, the cloak is coming out here, whereas the tanks are coming out faster for Guilty. And I have to say, with both players already having a Raven out here, I'm not sure about that cloak. Did he actually...
well, he scanned it. So Guilty scans the base of TY, and he cancels his Banshee completely and makes well, he started making a Viking and then switches. Now he's making 2 Vikings. Whereas Guilty canceled his cloak after the scan, just made 1 Banshee.
Yeah, TVT is so interesting for this. Like, builds can get scouted so easily, and like you always have switch ups, like all the different add-ons and stuff like this, different timing pushes as well as we've seen recently, last couple of days.
Well, TY is going to take very early air control with these Vikings, with the reactor that he's using right now, and you know you could see that Guilty is also now doing the same. And TY's only 2 Vikings up, so that's pretty significant when we're talking about 4 Vikings to 2, because that means he's got twice as many Vikings.
Yeah, definitely. Very fast gas taken down here. He has not moved that CC yet.
Yeah, and that's going to become important as TY starts to get ahead in mining, because he's already mining that. Now starting to move that over. Oh, no, that was not actually.
I wonder why he's not moving that yet.
Okay, now he's doing it.
Okay, there we go.
Cost him quite a bit of mining, actually, but he does have his gas set up early. At least he's got that going for him. eBay going to finish up here as well. And I'm curious to see what sort of comps we're about to see. Looks like TY is eager to move across here. TY will never miss a chance on this map to siege up a natural.
Oh, got to be careful with that Banshee, and already TY getting some really nice shots here on the Vikings. Able to take out 1 and damage some of that Banshee as well. So now some missile turrets being set up here by Guilty. He's got to be careful not to lose much. And TY back at home with this push is going to start even a 3rd CC very confidently.
Ooh, those Marines are the last, chance here to help control the air. Widowmine comes down as well. PDDs for both players, but it looks like actually Guilty is going to win the fight. Potentially if he repairs. He's not repairing.
You know what? Repair, but he still wins here, actually, with some help of those Marines early on.
This gets totally shut down now.
And with the Banshee out, like we've seen before many times, once you get that air control, it's really, really useful for picking off units, damaging units, and stuff like that.
I want to point something out that Guilty did. He killed the rocks right away because he knows this is TY. This is great preparation. TY almost always in every matchup will siege up. If he has a siege tank, he's going to go siege up your natural. He's going to try to take your gases.
That's true.
And he prepared so well. He even sent units that direction without even scouting that TY was coming from there. Uh-oh, but he needs to move back now because he's late on his siege. That Banshee is so important. And look at that. PDD is going to be able to protect. He's going to force it on siege here.
In the mix here. He's already getting so much damage on that tank. And now they're not sieged up. Guilty's going for the fight right now.
Yes, he is. And he's got his tank sieged now. Marines coming to the right side. And that Banshee is doing a lot of damage here, Valdez. A lot of damage is being done.
The Banshee is so key. He loses all of his tanks right now, and Guilty keeps 3 of his tanks as well as a Widow Mine.
And he's going to come do some counter pressure. All right, TY maintaining the supplies here. It's just the problem is, he's up in workers so significantly because, to be honest, Guilty got supply booked a lot and actually didn't stop making SCVs for a while. But, he doesn't have the answer for this comp yet.
Not the greatest Widow Mine hit there, and he's actually going to lose it. So that's a bit unfortunate. TY is setting up a bunker now for the defense. But that still got that Banshee.
Yeah, that tank is not in a good spot because of the Banshee, like you said.
Banshee is just so key.
And the Vikings helping zone out that medevac as well. Those Marines have no upgrades. The Banshee can two-shot them. So even if the Banshee's not hitting the siege tank, she's doing something.
Guilty's got an amazingly strong push right now. He's got 4 tanks to the 1 tank of TY. He's got air control as well. The only thing that TY has right now is more Marines.
He lost the Banshee, though. Good target by TY, and he's making these siege tanks work with some scans and some good repairs. He is holding on. Remember, he's ahead in Harvesters by 11 Harvesters right now.
Yeah, and that third base of Guilty is way, way late compared to the third base of TY. Keep in mind, if TY holds this push off, he is going to be so far ahead.
Well, he's trying to find an angle here to continue moving forward.
It's hard. Like you said before, that Banshee getting sniped there is so key.
Without that snipe,
yeah,
this might have just
he had
cost
the Banshee right now.
Yeah.
Like, he could be picking off tanks.
And those Marines are important, too, because without them, you could just camp the starport. Now, that noise of the Gauss rifles you guys hear in the background is the Marines killing the rocks to allow TY another place to escape, another path to move out by ground, so he doesn't have to just face this location where he's already being sieged up. Having this air control is so important because it means that Guilty doesn't have to scan.
Ooh.
Oh. Not sure if that was worth it, but did kill that siege tank. Might allow him a better position here. He's not capitalizing on it. He only has 3 tanks. I think it might be time to get up and leave, but the thing is, if he does that, he has to accept being behind in workers. No, he's just going to keep pushing. More Vikings rally across. I spoke too soon.
And he's killed the tank as well now. He's got a really nice position. Forces a scan out of TY, which he can use because he does have those extra CCs, those extra orbitals, and he's got the SCVs closer here because he's right at the base, of course. So he's able to get the repair on his 1 tank right now defending there at the natural.
Well, Guilty also has a much faster stim. It's not... Oh, is he going to get that tank? So low. 13 health. Oh, he doesn't click it.
Oh, he just barely doesn't get it.
Brandon, you know what I always say? If you siege up the ramp, you're almost certainly going to win the game.
He forces the mining to stop at that natural right now, and Guilty is mining on his natural. TY's got his 3rd CC floating over that 3rd base awkwardly. He's not mining there. He hasn't landed it for mules either.
Okay, TY's going to go for a drop here. His stim is still a little ways away. He's going to try to drop on top of these siege tanks with SCVs coming down as well. A lot of the Vikings here for Guilty do fall, and he does finally push this back. He holds it. Now, Guilty back at home, his macro has been slipping.
It has.
We saw a shot of this earlier. JKS clicked on the main CC. He had 5 SCVs queued up there. He's been missing some of his production cycles. He had a massive amount of gas mag. He is now spending all of that, and he does have stim. And he has that 3rd CC now up as well. So if he can just get that macro back into the zone, all the damage he did earlier might pay off.
Can you actually look at the upgrades of TY, his infantry right now?
Nothing.
We got Guilty ahead, 1 upgrade there. He's got the +1 to attack.
This is really just out-positioning, out-maneuvering, and out-planning versus better mechanics.
Yeah.
It's actually what we're watching right now.
Yeah, that's actually a decent way to put it.
The plan and the execution here, better for Guilty, but he's falling behind in his mechanics. TY... a former StarCraft 1 pro with so much experience.
Yeah.
Just hanging on there, having that 3rd CC to back up on.
Although, I do have to say, after that whole, engagement ended, he's gotten back into the thick of things here, Guilty. He's not really fallen too far behind anymore. Really trying to keep those minerals and gas low, trying to get those units out as fast as possible.
Now, he's going to TY here. He's going to actually come over here and stop the mining of this refinery. Now, mind you, he's about to have those double upgrades.
Uh-oh.
Oh, a bit of a bad rally there.
5-3 Marines, not something you want.
Did force a big stim out of TY, and still TY has no answer for these sieged up tanks, at least not yet.
Uh-oh. Big drop coming into the main. TY's got his own drop going towards Guilty's base, but right now this is doing so much damage. He's not even reacting, not pulling those SCVs just yet. Pretty late.
Yep. Oh my god, so many SCVs going down here. 16, 17. TY just doesn't have any units here. He just doesn't have any.
And he has a drop going towards Guilty's base right now.
But it's so slow.
Yeah, that's the thing. Guilty's just got a much better position right now.
Well, he's going to lose position here at the natural now because he wasn't paying attention because he was microing that drop, and TY has air control at this location as well. TY lost a lot of gas mining with all those refineries lost, all those SCVs lost. This drop has been scouted, will easily be cleaned up. The sensor tower actually about to finish as well.
He almost loses that medevac.
I feel like TY is starting to feel the pressure here.
He is, man.
This is an incredible game we're seeing out of Guilty.
This has been so fun so far, man.
Okay, now this drop going down here to the south. Big stim. He's so isolated. He might end up losing this. He does.
That is a huge loss. He's down on harvesters. He loses so many Marines and a medevac in that drop.
Guilty is at 1-1 with +2 on the way with +1 for his siege tanks. The armory isn't even halfway done for TY right now. Now, again, TY definitely with the better mechanics here. No doubt about that. Look, even a missed medevac rally here. But
yeah, I mean, at the same time, we do have to hand it to Guilty. Like, this is his pretty much first big game right now, and he's still able to do this well.
Right.
And he's on the cusp of winning this, man. He's got a big advantage right now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So TY has to just try to hang in there and hope that his mechanics will win out in the end. And this is a great position here. It's actually just hiding his air switch. But if he runs into that with all these medevacs, it's certainly going to cost him. At least he'll scout it.
That is so many units, and that is 6 Vikings over there. 6 Vikings.
Oh, boy. Let's see how fast his reaction time is. Let's find out. Guilty, he sees it immediately and pulls away.
Oh, man. That could have been so dangerous for Guilty. He just barely saves it. We've seen many times the SCVs in the main of Guilty. They're kind of mining there on 3 patches. He's got to bring those over to the 3rd base, actually.
Yeah.
Some more mechanics coming into play here.
Ideally, would like to take a 4th at this point with the control of the map he should have. He could even, pressure a little bit more directly. He really seems to want to make a drop work right now, but I think, yeah, just bring all your units together, man. We're going to take a look at the first-person views here. Now, Guilty is posturing now finally on the map, heading towards TY's 3rd. TY has a great center tower that gives him a ton of vision throughout the map.
Guilty is really fast, man. I was watching that. He's really fast.
Yeah.
This guy is definitely really good.
All right, here we go. Trying to posture here, but runs into trouble.
Huge army supply lead right now for Guilty because he has so many more Marines. It was like 60 to 33, and he's got the +2 about to finish right now.
Exactly. And like I said before when we were talking about Zerg versus Zerg, this applies 67 times, 70 times to each and every one of his Marines.
Think about how fast Marines shoot as well.
Yeah. One of the highest DPS density units in the game. And oh no, he's just going to break through here. TY does not have enough. A concave of better upgraded Marines.
Oh my god.
This
the mules coming in for Guilty.
And those Vikings are totally useless right now. He wanted to switch to air, but he didn't have enough time. And Guilty does it. He wins in a straight up game here against TY. And he's going to force the ace match. This is what Samson needed. GG.
TY scanning the bases. He's like, do you have a 4th base? How do you have this many units? No. Guilty is just taking small advantages over the course of this game.
No emotions, no smiles, just high fives.
What did we just see?
Send this guy out in the ace match. Oh, a little bit of a celebration there, a little bit of ceremony, but I'm just so hyped to see a new player step onto this stage and take out a veteran. Whenever that happens, it means the scene is alive, the scene is growing. There are new people making splashes. Yeah, I know this guy, he didn't just start playing the game like 6 months ago or something like that, but the talent that we see in these players like Bravo, the talent that we see in these players like Guilty, it's flourishing.
It is, man.
I almost just want to create this concept of like, what year is it? It's 2015. We have players like MC advancing out of the group in GSL.
Crazy.
And then we got new players like Guilty winning matches against TY. This is a great year for StarCraft. It's just starting. This is a terrible moment for TY. It's very stressful with KT. But that was very, very, very exciting to see a new player step onto the stage and crush a veteran.
Yeah, the biggest thing, like you said before, that was a straight-up game. that was like a macro game, a TVT, head-to-head. There was so much action. And this new player that we haven't seen, he beat TY. What were we saying before the game? We're like, it's TY. Is this guy really going to beat him? Is he going to cheese? Like, what does he have planned? And then he just crushes him in a straight-up game.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable to me.
Well,
and I can't even say that TY played that badly either. He got flustered at moments. I feel like he was a little bit nervous. He like lost too many SCVs at times, but I feel like Guilty almost pressured him into those positions through his really good play. I feel like that was Guilty's fault, not TY getting so flustered. Guilty forced him to be flustered. And you can see he is crushed.
Yeah. Well, Valdez, I think it's time for KT to send a player they haven't shown today for Deadwing. I think it's time to see Stats, the fourth fantastic member.
We had to see him.
I think it's time for Stats.
Stats or Zest?
Zest, absolutely a good choice as well. Who do you think Samsung sends, though? Because I have no idea.
Guilty. As much as I'd love to see it.
You know,
I don't know.
I really don't have a solid answer here.
I'm like looking through the players that they have. I mean, Solar's still there, but he hasn't been playing so well. That's the player that hasn't come out today that Guilty replaced. We could possibly see
Stork?
here.
Oh, I really don't know, but I'm really hyped right now for this one. I think there's a high chance to see Stats or Zest for KT. Not Flash. Flash last year, but this year, no.
No. Please, no.
It would be a huge mistake to send him.
He's in too big of a slump right now. Like, his mindset is just not there right now to win an ace match. I feel like Zest is there. You know, like, after he won that match, he's like, yeah, I'm really, really good. And you can see it. Like, their confidence is there. The self-confidence in Zest is there. Stats even has that this time. He's got into the round of 16 of SSL. He's playing really well these days. Like you said before, I feel like it has to be one of those two. But again, for Samsung,
it's up in the air.
What can we see?
Well, we're about to find out. The lights are down here in the studio. It's dark except that ace match screen. Everybody is waiting. Everybody is ready for the reveal. They're on stage. And the question remains, who will they be? Especially big question for Samsung right now. This is such an important match for both teams. I feel like especially for Samsung. Zest versus
Solar.
Solar's made that appearance. You mentioned him earlier. And he comes out because he expects a Protoss, he expects Zest, he expects Stats.
Yeah.
He gets that Protoss. He used to be the ZVP sniper. Maybe trying to make a return.
This is turning into an unbelievable night we're having right now. Solar, he is so good versus Protoss. Zest is so good versus Zerg. We just saw an up-and-coming player that, like, he's been playing for a while, but he came out in his first AV match here and killed T-Way, crushed him. And here we go into an incredible ace match. I'm so happy to be here.
I am so happy to be here as well, Valdez. Could not be more hyped going into this one. So two Titans will now battle it out to decide everything for these two teams. We had such a close match. Every game was pretty good, too, for one reason or another. Even Zest's confidence in that cannon rush, for example, versus Shine, that's the type of game that brings a lot of hype.
It does.
And now it's up to you guys during this 10-minute break to bring the hype, get people in here. I know it's getting a little bit later, so people in North America are starting to wake up, for example. Get the hype, get on Twitter, spread the word, and we'll see you guys after this 10-minute break.